Hello guys and welcome to a new video. Today we will be playing F1 2022 and we will be playing in a My Team career as a newcomer team. The audio glitched out while I was recording, so I'm just gonna commentate this whole thing. I just chose to get a season of 22 races, so a full season with my own settings, like doing a full qualifying and a 50% race. That is really long, by the way. So then just checking if everything's right and the rules and somehow and just checking if the assists are right. So then just checking everything if everything's right. The AI, and then we are going to start the season with no icons, and we are going to start the season. So then we just chose our avatar, which was this guy. You could change anything from that, and because I'm from Germany, we're gonna go for Germany, and our name will be Jonathani, and our last name will be Place because of my channel name, and our short thing will be PLA. Our audio name will be the scientist, and everything here is in German, so yeah, I don't think if you can understand anything. Our number will be 21. So now we just chose what our helmet will look like, and I just chose this design, and my favorite color is red. I think you know exactly what that means. So now just going into this one, choosing this. It's quite nice actually. I like the red and black design. So now we were going to use this design, and because I like red, you know what that means. I'm just gonna choose the full red design here on the suit. So just choosing this. I don't think everything is interesting, so we're just gonna skip a bit. So these are the details of the team, which driver we are going to choose, which engine we are going to use, and which sponsor we are going to use, and as well the name of the team. So then our team name will be, as you can see here, Jonathani Formula 1 team. And in the next step, what is our main sponsor? And there I chose to use Echo because it doesn't really have the that much weekly income, but it has a good goal and a good bonus. If we reach that from about 4 million, we have to go in the points 2 times in the season, which is definitely possible. So now we have to choose our engine, and this will be actually Ferrari because it has good performance. It doesn't really last that much, but Mercedes is kind of expensive, so we're not going to use that one. We are going to use Ferrari, and then we had 1 million left, and I chose to use Oscar Piastri, but just checking all the ratings to be safe. But we are going to choose Oscar Piastri because we have 1 million left, and we can choose Oscar Piastri. So we chose the Australian driver, and a rating of 69, really nice number. So now going into the car, how it would look like, you know the deal, it's going to be wet, so we're just gonna skip this part. So now we are going into qualifying, and this will be our first qualifying one, and I'm not gonna even commentate it, so just look at it. I flashbacked some a bit because I'm not very good at just driving these cars. I'm not very good at Formula 1 games, but I did flash back a bit in the race. I did the qualifying, I think. So we're just gonna try and get into Q2. The first 16 get there. So let's just look at the lap and how it goes. And there I made a mistake, so that spin I had to flash back there. But still, I was really trying to get a really good lap in here. So now, right time, braking, going out the corner, and then activating the DRS on the exit. A 1:33.6 by Carlos Sainz. I don't think we can beat that. So then going out this corner here, just trying everything in our power to get into a good position. A 1:33.4 by a Haas beaten a Ferrari. A Haas has beaten a Ferrari, that's not common. An Alpine 1:32.2, the first lap in the 32s. And I didn't think we could beat that one. So they're coming around this corner, seeing it's quite good. So then the only thing that matters now is going to the line, and there's the line. It's a 1:32.7, and that's a good lap. So we're going straight into the garage to see that this was quite a good lap, putting us at a P8, but then by the time we're like in 9 minutes, it's in P18, so it's not good. I know we have to go out for a second run. So then just checking where my teammate is, he's P11. He's 7 tenths away from me, and I see we need 4 tenths to be in Q2. So I was already trying there to get this quite good. I was planning to get out of the garage like 2:30. So that was the time. Just going out for the flying lap. Just hoping that there's no one ahead of us to block us. But there was someone to block us, so I had to slow down a bit ahead just to get a little bit of a gap, because I think he's faster, but we need to get a little bit of gap at EOS for the whole lap. And there I see Hamilton, and now I have to go, because otherwise he's just gonna overtake me. So he is right alongside me, and I just hope that he doesn't overtake me. So we're going over the line with 10 seconds to spare. So qualifying will be over, and now Hamilton really is a idiot, just going down the inside there as if it was a race, but that ruined his lap. My lap was a little bit damaged because of that, but that was quite okay because we were still not that much away from improving. And then going through this corner, we are now improving, but not by 4 tenths. So going at these corners here, just seeing and not improving. But then going around this corner, I think, and then out of the corner, we're about 2 tenths up on our time. Braking, and again we make that mistake, so I had to flash back there again. But I think that mistake is the most common for me. So now going past this, going here through this corner, touching the curb, but then going really slow through the corner, I had to flash back again, because that was just slow as no one could imagine. So now through the corner here, but this time I got it really good. So 3 tenths up by now on our delta, which means we're really close to making it. They're going through this corner, and we're 3 tenths up, now 4 tenths up. So now we're practically in Q2, but now 6 tenths up, and I know if they had improved, they wouldn't improve this much. We're now 8 tenths up, 9 tenths up already. So I knew this was a cool, really perfect lap in the third sector. We had it, that was a really almost perfect third sector now. Just going past the last corner, losing some time here, but that's not gonna stop us. And then seeing that it was a good position, and actually it was P8. So that, though it was P9, but still, it was a really great lap, and that means we were going to Q2, and Piastri as well, he's in P12, so for the first time, the first race of the season, we're going both into Q2. So now in qualifying 2, I had only one run to get up into the positions to get into Q3 because that was the top 10 here. But I don't think we could do it, so I just went to get a better time. So we start up. Piastri was actually in P13. I was very surprised of that. So now going through here, I have no idea how good this time is. I had no idea what time the others had. But I just drove through it, and actually 2 tenths behind Guan Yu Zhou here. But I knew I could beat that time of Guan Yu's, so I tried really to beat his as we go wide here. And I had to flash back, but here again we go like this. And then activating the DRS, that was quite a good corner there. Now going past this straight, exiting sector 2, going into sector 3. So now going through the corner, and we're now officially in sector 3. So now just 2 straights and 1 corner are separating us from getting the lap, a 1:32.0. I didn't think I could beat it, and I didn't think it until the end. So now going to the next corner, and we're crossing the line. It's a 1:32.1, and that puts us in P14. Quite a good lap. It will be 13 and 14, I think, on the start for the Yonan team. With the 13 and 14, we're both out in Q2. So now the race was about to start, and if you want to have the commentary in English, you can just activate the auto-translate.
Nach Monaten voller Gerüchte und Spekulationen sind wir heute wieder da, mit dem Eröffnungsrennen einer vielversprechenden Saison. Ich heiße Sie herzlich willkommen zum ersten Rennen der diesjährigen Formel-1-Weltmeisterschaft. Heute wird auf dem 5,4 Kilometer langen und wunderschönen Bahrain International Circuit mit seinen 15 Kurven gefahren. Achten Sie auf die oftmals blockierenden linken Vorderräder der Autos auf dem Weg hinunter in die heikle Bremszone vor Kurve 10. Nach einem sensationellen Qualifying ist es nun Zeit, einen Blick auf die Startaufstellung für das heutige Rennen zu werfen. Dank einer überragenden Fahrt im gestrigen Qualifying startet Charles Leclerc von der Pole. Und daneben steht Max Verstappen. Im Rest der Startaufstellung haben wir Perez, Russell, Lewis Hamilton und Bottas, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Magnussen und Lando Norris. Gasly, Joe, Oscar Piastri, der Professor, Vettel, Albon, Lance Stroll und Daniel Ricciardo. Sainz, Mick Schumacher, Latifi und Yuki Tsunoda. Jetzt, wo die Lichter jeden Moment ausgehen, wird es Zeit, zur Strecke zu schalten. Eine neue Saison, ein neuer Anfang und alles ist möglich. Neben mir sitzt Stefan Römer, um mit mir den...
So now, for the race, what will our strategy be? So we're in P14, going into this race with formation lap and 29 laps. So we are going to do medium hards, but I thought of softs first, but it really was just really too many time lost, 4 tenths, and that could mean the end of the whole race. That could lose us many positions. So we were going for medium, hearts just changing. This just changing what we have in our engine, our fuel. So now we are going to start this race and we are just going to skip the formation lap. Approaching at the end of the formation lap. So now at the end of the formation lap, you have the chance to get a really good grid slot position. So warming up the tires, just weaving around the track. So then going into the positioning, the grid position, I eventually had to flash back because I stopped 2.6 meters before that, and that's why I was that's why. So now I had to do it again. Stop before that because Guan Yu Zhou was wide ahead of me. So then again, and now I had a good 0.3 from the perfect one, and that was a really good stop positioning. So now we have the bar-wide Grand Prix. It's a Kia. And it's lights out and away we go. And we actually get a really good start off the line. And Guan Yu Zhou, we overtake Guan Yu Zhou, we overtake Gasly and Norris. And get Magnussen and Ocon now. No, we don't get Ocon because he just goes to everyone. We go 3 wide through turn 1. That doesn't really work. We all touch. I go on the outside and overtake Ocon, who's now gonna go towards turn 3. No, this is turn 4. So now Ocon trying to go through the inside. We try to get Hamilton, but we don't. Ocon just touched us there with his wheel, and we get a warning as Bottas also overtakes us. We have no front wing damage or any damage. So now we try to get Bottas into this corner. No front wing damage as well. We go really wide. Now Alonso tries us. We're on the outside here. Into this next corner, and I know I've messed this up. I'm going really wide and then going on the exit. I leave space, I don't go over the curb. Bottas again overtakes us. So now Magnussen right behind us into the next corner. We try to get ahead of Bottas, but we don't, so we block the way for Magnussen to get ahead. Now going through these corners here. And we're still ahead of Magnussen for now. Nothing really happened in those laps then, so we're just going to skip ahead into lap 13. We were going wide here at our box, and we were going to box this lap. So just being ready for turning into the box, following this line and then going to the blue line, braking before the box, almost hitting the wall but not hitting it. So now going into the last box, and we have this little kind of minigame turning into the box. So now pressing it, and it is perfect. It is optimal. And now we see it on the front left. They can't get the front left off, and we have a problem. This is a 5-second stop. We have lost so much time in this pit stop. That was such a shame. We lost so much time, and we have to catch up this whole thing. That is such a shame. And now we have cold tires, so that is actually a downgrade for this. As you can see into the next corner, the tires are really cold. As you can see here, they are so cold, they are blue with 70 Celsius. That is really cold for tires if you're from America. So now trying to get these tires up to temperature. They are still really cold, 76 now. Going a little bit hotter. Now they are like a little bit hot, but not that much hot. So we just have to keep doing the same thing for the next laps. Now going wide into this corner, and we have to flash back because this corner will be absolutely horrendous for this, because this corner is absolutely going wide and wide and wide, as we have to flash back 2 times before we finally get this corner done right. But now at 77%, almost 78, the tires are quite warm. The rear tires are 78, so that is good. The front are 77. Everything is kind of warm now. And the tires are now working, so we can turn better, we can accelerate as normal, we can brake as normal, we can take the corners as normal. So that is quite good. So Piastri now in the box as well, so our tires are warm. And we know, because of that slow stop, Norris will be ahead of us. But for how much? Because he has already stopped, I think. And or has he? I don't think he has, but we'll look. So our outlap is 2.2 minutes. So 2 minutes and 2 seconds. And we get Piastri actually down into the first corner, leaving him space here. Just he doesn't really... Just I don't annoy him and leave him space, so he doesn't get overtaken by Stroll. So the next part wasn't really so interesting, so we're just gonna skip for a few laps. And so nothing really interesting happened for the rest of the race. Max Verstappen won it though, and Piastri has overtaken me because of a mistake in turn 1. But I was not planning to get ahead. Norris has boxed for mediums, and that means we were not going to even catch him. So just fighting with Piastri, keeping Gasly behind, feeling the pressure, because for the last laps Piastri and I were really fighting. As now I go into the back of him, almost get overtaken by Gasly, but I have decided to not flash back this lap. So that mistake was really big, but we're in P12, P11 and P12 for the team would be really good for the first race. Going fast through here. And then it was decided we were going to get P11 and P12. Piastri and I were fighting for the last laps as we get hit by Gasly as he tries to overtake us. I was really scared because of that, if he was going to overtake me, but he didn't. So then, just going past these corners here. And there was quite a good race for the whole team. Just getting this done here in Bahrain. And now, just weaving, because that was a really good result for us. We're going into P12 for the race. What a race this was. And then we were back in our HQ. Now, just going to do everything, and we actually failed the F&E. So we had to research this, but now we were trying for what should we concentrate Piastri, because it was so good in the simulator. So on what should we concentrate now? On pace or awareness? So then I just looked. We would get pace for the second driver, or we would get awareness for the second driver. And that was quite an interesting a decision, but because he didn't make any mistakes in the first place in Bahrain, I thought we would just go for pace, because he didn't make any mistakes. So now, just looking and going into Saudi Arabia and looking into the F&E and just redoing the F&E thing. We couldn't get the second one, but we could get the first one before the next race in Australia. So that was it, guys. The next episode will be in Saudi Arabia. See you then. Bye.